Hello dear students, welcome back to Physics Online Bridge Course classes. So we were discussing about kinematic equations for uniformly accelerated body. So for that purpose we got that expression for that kinematic equations. So those are V is equal to U plus of A into T, and another equation S is equal to ut plus half of A into T square, and one more equation, so that is V square minus U square is equal to 2as here. So in these equations where V represents that final velocity, U represents that initial velocity, where A represents that acceleration, whereas T represents that time taken by the body to move from one point to another point here, and whereas S represents the displacement of the body. So in today's section, so let me focus on that. What is that equation for that distance traveled by the body in nth second here? So look at here. So we need to find out that mathematical tool for that distance traveled by the body in nth second here. So in order to find out that distance traveled by the body in nth second, I need mathematical expression. So before going to derive that mathematical expression for the distance traveled by the body in nth second, first let me find out that what's that exact mean of that distance traveled by the body in nth second here. So for that purpose, let me give one example here. So this is the position of the object. That object is moving from that one point to another point along a straight line direction. So for example, this is point A, this will be point B, and this is point C, and this is point D here. So look at here. So from O to A, so in case of that object moving from that point O to point B, so time taken in that first second. So for example, object is moving from that point O to point A. In first second, that object covers a distance S1 here. From A to B, in second it travels a distance S2, I will take it here. In third second, it travels a distance of S3 here. Similarly, whereas in fourth second, it travels a distance of S4 here. Now my interest is to calculate that distance traveled by the body in fourth second here. So look at here, nth second means I can take that example for that fourth second. How much distance that body traveled in fourth second I need to find out here. So in order to get that information, for example, if I know that distance traveled by the body in 4 seconds, if t is equal to 4 seconds, if I know that distance traveled by the body in 4 seconds and distance traveled by the body in 3 seconds here. So look at here, distance traveled in 4 seconds minus distance traveled in 3 seconds. So did you get that distance traveled by the body in 4th second here? So look at here. So my interest is to find out that distance traveled by the body in 4th second. So for that purpose, distance traveled by the body in 4 seconds minus of distance traveled by the body in 3 seconds. Then I will get that distance traveled by the body in 4th second here. So this is the meaning I need to understand from that distance traveled by the body in nth second here. Now I will derive that expression for that distance traveled by the body in nth second here. So look at here. Today we will be discuss about distance traveled by the body in nth second here. So just will spend certain time on distance traveled by the body in nth second here. So let me derive an expression for distance traveled by the body in nth second here. So just will write the title here, distance travel by the body in nth second. So we'll find out that mathematical expression for distance traveled by the body in nth second here. So for that purpose, first I will take that generalized expression for distance traveled by the body. So or displacement or distance we can consider. distance travel by the body in t seconds, I will take in t second is. So we know that generalized expression. So what is that? S is equal to ut plus half of a into t square. Let it be take as equation 1. So in this equation 1, wherever t is there, so just I will take it as a n here. Why? Because distance traveled by the body in n second. So first I will take that distance travel by the body in n second. So in n second means, so look at here, s of n is equal to u into wherever t is there, so just I will take it as a n here, plus half of a into n square here. So I will name this as equation 2 here. So now again I will take that distance traveled by the body in n minus of 1 second. So let me make you understand here. For example, my duty is to find out that what is the distance traveled by the body in 10th second here. So look at here, what is my intention here? For example, I want to find out that distance traveled by the body in 10th second here. In order to find that distance traveled by the body in 10th second, so I will take that distance traveled by the body in 10 second minus of distance traveled by the body in 9 second here. So 10 minus of 9. So we will get that expression for the distance traveled by the body in nth second here. So similarly, distance traveled by the body in n second. So 10 second. So 10 second means, so less number means before that 10, 9 second I will take. So for that purpose, I will take that n minus of 1 here. So look at here. Next I will consider distance travel by the body in n minus of 1 second. I took that example 4 second minus of 3 second here. So I will get the distance traveled by the body in 4th second here. So in the similar manner, n second, in generally n second and n minus of 1 second, 100 second minus of 99 second, I will get the distance traveled in that particular time. I will get it here. So n minus of 1 means wherever t is there, so in that equation just we will take that n minus of 1 here plus of half of a into wherever t is there, so just I will take it as n minus of 1 here. So this is equation 3. So in order to find out the distance traveled by that nth second, what I did here, so distance traveled in 4th second is equal to what? So distance traveled by the body in 4 second minus of distance traveled by the body in 3 second. In the similar aspect, distance traveled by the body in nth second is equal to what? Distance traveled by the body in n second minus of distance traveled by the body in n minus of 1 second here. I will make this as equation 4 here. So look at here, distance traveled by the body in nth second here, wherever s of n is there, so u into n plus of half of a into n square here minus of, just I will take that s of n minus of 1. So look at here, u of n minus of 1 plus half of a into n minus of 1 whole square here. Just I will simplify these terms here. So distance traveled by the body in nth second, u of n plus half of a into n square, u into n minus of u. So just I will take that multiplication here, plus half of a. So this is in the form of a minus b whole square here. So shall I take this one as a square plus b square minus 2ab here. Hope you understand this term, a minus b form. So a square plus b square minus 2 times of a is nothing but n here, b is nothing but 1 here. So let me simplify this equation further extent here. So look at here, So distance traveled by the body in nth second. So s of nth second. So that is equal to what? U into n plus of half of a into n square. U into n plus half of a into n square. So just again I will multiply this equation. So let me add one more term here, minus of u into n minus of u into n minus of u. So half of a into n square here. So plus of half of a into n square. So half of a into 1 here. So next I will take it here, plus of half of a square, half of a into 1 square. So half of a here, and minus of half of a into 2n here. So half of a I will multiply with that n square term, 1 square term, and minus of 2n term here. So if I did like so, look at here, u into n plus of half of a into n square, I will take out the bracket, minus of u into n here, minus into minus, plus of u here, plus into minus, so that is minus of half of a into n square here. So minus into plus, so that is minus of half of a here, minus into minus, plus. So look at here, these two terms will get cancelled out here, a into plus of a into n here. So this is all about that distance traveled by the body in nth second here. So now look at here, plus un term is there, here minus un term is there, so it will get cancelled out here. Plus half of an square minus half of an square, these two terms will get cancelled out here. Then what's the term remains here? So look at here, distance traveled by the body in nth second, so that is equal to what? U. So one term, what's the term remains here? So look at here, I will underline here, u minus of 1 by 2 into a plus of a into n. So just I will take out those terms here, u plus of a n minus of half of a is nothing but a by 2 here. So did you get my point? So this is the required expression for distance traveled by the body in nth second here, or I can rewrite this equation in one more form. So distance traveled by the body in nth second, so u plus of, so in these two equations, an minus of a by 2, I will take a by 2 as a common factor here. So look at here, an minus of a by 2, in these two terms I will take that a by 2 as a common factor here. If I do like so, 2n, a by 2 is nothing but, if I take a by 2 outside means it will remain as 1 here. So I will make clarity here. So look at here, in these equation plus an minus a by 2, so in these equation I will take that a by 2 as a common here. If I take that a by 2 as a common means what should I write it here? So 2n here, a by 2 I take it as a common means here nothing but 1 here. So look at here, in avoid that confusion here, a by 2 into tn, so a by 2 into 2n minus of a by 2, again you will get that same equation, u plus of an minus of a by 2. So did you get my point? So look at here, u plus of an minus of a by 2, so this equation I can rewrite as, so what shall I rewrite here, u plus of, in these two equation if I take that a by 2 as a common means what, suppose I have to write it here. So if I take that a by 2 as a common means, so I can write it as a 2n here. Why? Because a by 2 into 2n, so a by 2 into 2n, again you will get it as a into n only. So for that purpose, so I took that a by 2 as a common factor, then I get that expression for distance traveled by the body in nth second here. So look at here, where u represents what? U represents that initial velocity, where a represents that acceleration, n represents that time here. So what that n represents here? N represents that time here. So for example, they will give the question like so. Find that distance traveled by the body in nth second here. So if they given that initial velocity value, if they given acceleration of the body, easily I can find out that distance traveled by the body in nth second here. So hope you understand this about distance traveled by the body in nth